sense, I might pay you. Make it make sense, I might pay you.
Make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Let's Make Sense of It podcast. We are back for another week, and like we always say,
the truth that you don't want, but you definitely need it.
You definitely need it. I go by the Bull Vance,
And I'm Ed.
and we are back again. Like always, follow us on Instagram. Let's Make Sense of It _ Let's Make Sense of It _ If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn those notifications on, and on your listening platforms, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, follow, all of that good stuff. Now, we are back. It's been a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, y'all missed this. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. But, yeah, of course not. But we're back. So, this week, we're going to start off this way. So, traditional and non-traditional things you stand on, but society would disagree with.
You ain't even say the title of the episode.
Taboo. What was it?
It's the taboos of being you. Because
the taboos of being you. There you go.
How you just gonna go into the question? You ain't even doing the episode.
The taboos of being you. So,
shoot.
We're going to... It's been a while. A little rusty. All right, we're going to... So,
go ahead.
Now, like I was saying, the traditional and non-traditional things you stand on, but society would disagree with. Let's start there. You want to start?
No.
All right. Traditional... All right. I was thinking about this question, and I was like, what's something traditional and non-traditional? So I actually seen a lot this week. So I'm going to start with marriage, because I think that's one thing that a lot of people are scared away from nowadays. And I get it. I get why, but I also don't get why. Because it's like, some people get scared away from things like marriage because they see, oh, this marriage fell, this person might be cheating in the marriage, yada, yada, yada. But that has nothing to do with you. It's like a car crash. It's like, just because you've seen a car, you might see 3 cars crashes. That's not gonna stop. That's not gonna keep you from driving. So it's like, why would certain things you see in certain marriages? Because I use my family as an example. I look at my family, my mom and my step-pop. They've been together over 20 years. I have aunts and uncles that they've been together over 15, 20 years. I come from a family of marriage, so it's like I see those marriages, and of course, everything might not have been peachy. Of course, you've been together with somebody that long, it is what it is. But that's one traditional thing that I believe in. And this newer generation, they don't really, I think that's something they might not believe in. Or you hear them talk about a lot, and it's just like, I don't want to do that. Not even just the newer generation. I hear older people say the same thing now. And it's like, they stuck. They don't want to deal with that. So that's one that I have. Did you have one? You have another one?
I guess I'll piggyback off the marriage thing. I don't believe that marriage is a necessity. I think a lot of people put marriage on such a very high pedestal that when people go into it, they go into it for all the wrong reasons instead of like the main reason. Like, you actually want to commit your entire life with this person, under God, your family, and with the government, all of the above. And some people make it such a necessity instead of something that you want to do.
Right.
So instead of it being like, I really want to do this, it's like, I need to be married by 35. I need to marry this woman I've been with for so long. I need to marry this man I have a certain amount of kids by, or that I've been through trials and tribulations with. Like, I need to do this. Right. Instead of you actually just wanting to do it.
Right.
And like, we all have family members or parents, even parents at that matter, that might have been together for years. They're not married.
Right.
And the old saying, what's broke don't fix it. All of a sudden they get married and then shit changes.
Which I don't understand. I never understood why that's the case.
That was me, that was me a while, when I was younger. I used to say, marriage is just a piece of paper. If I'm with somebody for 17 years and everything like that, and we're perfectly fine, we're happy, we share everything, we do this and third, why do I have the need to marry them? When True. I've already been with them for this long without that. The only thing we don't share legally is a last name, and that bond that marriage may bring. But again, I'm not married, so I can't give the details of what it feels like to be married and why those relationships that go from being, what we used to call a common law marriage to actually being legally married. I don't know what rift happens between those two titles, but it does happen.
I think sometimes people get possessive. That might be the thing. It's like, all right, we're married now, so they change. I don't understand. I don't know why they change. It's like just because, like just like you said, sometimes people think it's a piece of paper, which that's another thing I used to say when I was younger too. But then I realized, I remember somebody said, well, yeah, money's a piece of paper too, but it also holds value. So it's like you gotta a lot of things are a piece of paper, but sometimes it holds value. But when it comes to that marriage thing, I think, like I said, sometimes people get possessive. It's like, all right, you're mine now. Not like you weren't theirs before, but now like you're mine. We're married, like we're here. And plus, it's a lot harder to get out of a marriage than it is to get into a marriage. I think that's part of it too.
Tread fucking lightly.
So that's definitely part of it too. What else is something traditional? I have
one. So this is when it comes to kids. I don't believe that you should sugarcoat a lot of life lessons for kids. Like the birds and the bees thing. I think that was whoever created that, whoever said it was a thing was stupid. Right. I'm not saying you telling your 3-year-old, like, you know, well, if they asking like, oh, where does babies come from, and you sitting there telling, well, your dad, you know, me and your dad got drunk one night and he, you know, he ram jammed, thank you ma'am, all of my shit, and this is how you got here. Like you're not like you're not saying that.
The ram jam, thank you man.
I'm saying you're not saying that to them, but certain conversations like with your kids at a certain age should be had, and you should be able to tell them that this is how it actually went. You don't have to be so blunt about it, but also don't sugarcoat it either, because then your kids get older. We've seen it on television, documentaries, and we've seen it in real life. Your kids get older, and the things that you told them when they were younger, they thinking that it's okay when they're older, and now you got to explain a whole nother story. And then go backwards and explain why that story was wrong.
Right.
Like, I feel as though as a parent, eventually you should be able to have a conversation with your child that's a little bit, like, older.
Right.
But not too much older that you're like traumatizing them or taking away their childhood or anything like that. But a lot of these kids grow up sheltered because y'all sugarcoat these conversations and don't give them the real deal. And it's just like when parents go through divorce, when they break up or anything like that, like y'all sugarcoat it. Oh, daddy's going to live somewhere else, or mommy's going to live somewhere else, or when we're younger and you know your mom is dating all these motherfuckers and they uncle such and such. Like that's not an uncle because that's weird. Right. They're like, that's not your brother. You intimate with your brother? Now I'm confused.
Right. Now, because nowadays it's so much craziness in the world. You got to be like real blunt with your kids, but like you said, not too much. Yeah. But to the point that they know. Like you don't want to shelter them too much, and then they get older. And now I was like, whoa, this is the world. Like they don't even know what just happened. You turn 18, 19, 20, they like, whoa, this is the world. I didn't know nothing about it.
They don't know simple shit. Like some of y'all shelter your kids for so long that they don't know how to maneuver through regular life. Like they don't know how to maneuver through paying bills correctly or get on a budget plan or applying for this or doing that. They always got to call you because you didn't have these conversations with them. Right. Like you just like I know it's harder for some conversations. Like you can't explain. How do you explain to your black son growing up about, you know, police brutality and stuff like that? How do you explain to him that you can call the cops when you need help, but also be cautious? Right.
You got to break it down to them. Not all, you know what I'm saying, not all people are good for you, no matter what the profession is. So you got to make sure you break that down to them. It's sad you got to have that discussion, but, you know, got to break it down to them. You got to break down the race conversation. Sometimes you got to break down certain stuff because you be like, well, why is it like this? You got to tell them sometimes people don't raise their kids the same way, you know, as maybe we do. So
the household is very different.
Yeah, something else traditional. Family dinners when it comes to like the holidays, like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. I'm still big on that. I know nowadays a lot of the older people, they either fell back or they might have passed away, and a lot of the younger people a lot of them are keeping it, but a lot of them aren't keeping that tradition. So it's like it's splitting families. That whole tradition, like you might go over for a Thanksgiving. If you celebrate holidays, you might go over for a Thanksgiving. You might go over for a Christmas. You might go over for one of those holidays, you know, be with the family, chill with the family. That's something that's traditional that, you know, sometimes people, they don't have that.
It all depends on your family. Like certain families, when we younger, like I know when I was a kid, like you see a lot of your family, you be excited, you going over such and such house for this holiday, Easter, whatever it is. It could just be family barbecue, but you know that this person's house is the place to be during this season, during this time. And then when you get older, you starting to see little shit. A lot of families are very cliquish within the family. So they invite who they want to invite to certain things. They hang out with who they want to hang out with. It's no longer a unit anymore. It is a make-believe unit with a bunch of sections in it. That's exactly what it is. And so that tradition is kind of like wavering Because and then you gotta think about it too. Like a lot of our grandmothers were grandmothers. Like your grandma was in her 40s and 50s and everything like that. As you were getting older, you and your grandma was at least 30, 20, 40 years apart or something like that. Now a lot of these grandmas is 45 and their kids is 30 something and their grandkids is 20 something. They all mingling because grandma wants to twerk like you twerking and do all this other stuff. Ain't nobody in the kitchen cooking. Y'all cooking macaroni and cheese 6 different ways. The tradition is gone. It is fucking gone because nobody has that.
Pass them recipes down, please.
That thought process in their mind to say like we need like something closer. Like we need to discuss our family problems or whatever case may be. And then it just then they just slowly trickle away. Now nobody hang out. Ain't no family. It's been a minute since I've actually seen a family reunion. Like with the t-shirts,
I was gonna say that next
with
too.
The t-shirts
with the actual t-shirts,
everything. Like the family, or y'all was that type of family that got on bus trips and y'all went down south and y'all did like that family thing or whatever case may be. I know my family did it one year, but I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot, and then I think COVID hit, and then we did since COVID, and then that was like. Hopefully to come back around, but yeah, it's not a lot of family reunions you see no more. It's like, we getting together throwing a cookout. Come on through.
Yeah, and it's like 20 people, and the other 10 ain't the family. It's
right,
your friends.
The friends, yeah. What's something non-traditional? You got anything non-traditional? That was the hard one I couldn't think of. Something non-traditional that I stand on.
I don't think I have anything non-traditional.
Yeah,
No.
You think anything non-traditional? No, yeah, I can't think of nothing non-traditional that I was staying on that.
I'm a big one.
I know. Can't think of nothing now, but it'll probably.
Can't think of anything.
Watch once we go past this and we go back and watch this. We'll be like, damn, I could have thought of something there.
Put it in the comments section.
Exactly, yeah. Y'all can think something non-traditional. Y'all write it down there in the bottom. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me give you this. How do I want to start? All right, I'll do this. It says, helping a woman understand what type of a man she should be submissive for.
Bitch, please.
Because they say people on social media, they go back and forth. A man can't do this, a woman can't do that, blah, blah, blah. So break down how or what type of man a woman should be submissive for.
A man that knew how to lead. I don't understand
I don't know why this is so hard for people.
This is very simple. If a man cannot lead, a woman will not be submissive. Jill Scott said this on, I think it was the Breakfast Club. She's in an interview, and it was very simple. If you can tell me if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. If you can tell me what to do, if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. Which means if you can tell me what to do, obviously I'm submissive to you if I follow that lead. If you try to tell me what to do and I look at you like you got 6 head and you got me fucked up, you cannot lead me and I'm not going to be submissive. It's very fucking simple.
Do you think some women want to be led nowadays?
Yes, every woman would like to be led to a certain extent. Like I'm not kneeling at the door with your slippers. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like coming to America.
Like I'm not doing that exactly. I'm not doing everything you say, but to a certain extent, I will take your lead in this relationship, in this partnership. This is what I will do. That's perfectly fine. But you can't niggas be out here thinking that they just. A lot of these niggas lead with money.
All right, like we always say.
And then you want somebody to be submissive. You got the wrong chick to try to be submissive. You had to find a bitch that's going to be submissive because you have the money. You can't lead a chick that don't need your money or don't want your money with that.
I seen a quote. It said, like we said a couple episodes ago, it said, men lead with money. And then somebody commented and said, yeah, but some women lead with their hand out.
That very true. That is very true. But that's another thing that you have to know the type of female you're dealing with. You can't go into every situation. Like you can't go on you can't go into a math class trying to teach English. Doesn't make sense. That's you in two different ballparks. So you can't approach this woman who has her own shit, has her own mindset, and has herself together to know herself, trying to lead her a different way.
True.
Or try to fool her with the bullshit.
True. Some women are submissive to the wrong guys too. Yes. And I think that's part of the problem when it comes to relationships and just that type of conversation in general, because a guy will not even give the signs of being ready to lead a woman, and a woman will be right off the rip submissive to him. So now he feel like he don't even have to even go about leading to you. So now when they break up or something along those lines, now the woman feel as though I was submissive to this guy. It got me nowhere, so she'll no longer be submissive to another guy.
But you can't. This is the thing. You can't tell anybody who to be submissive to. You can't tell a woman who she should be submissive to or what type of man she
Chicks
should be
be out here
submissive to.
being submissive to niggas that they ain't even in relationships with.
Man, that is wait, what?
Listen, chicks be out here being submissive to niggas they ain't in relationships with.
Like a fuck buddy?
Hey,
You being submissive to your
listen.
fuck buddy? Like,
Listen, the waters are polluted out here.
I'm just saying, like, is this only sexual?
The waters is polluted. Go ahead. What you about to?
That's a thing.
Is being submissive to a nigga that you're not dating?
Yes.
How many chicks you
like,
know?
how is it? Like, what do they be doing?
How many chicks you know that's out here? They might not even be with a nigga. They cooking for this nigga. They taking care of this nigga. They giving this nigga money. They not even in a relationship.
Toxic situation.
I know one girl that does that, but me and her ain't friends. I just know it. my friends don't do that shit. That's why I'm very dumping. Like, what the fuck?
It's
Like,
toxic situations. You can be in a situationship. It's not no title to it. Not y'all probably just go out on a few dates here and there, but for the most part, you just getting
okay, so
you just
this is
getting
not
fucked.
this is not blind submission. This is what I'm asking. So blind submission is just like it's just doing it. It's just doing it, and you just like you doing it because you feel as though you might get something out of it, or this nigga will take you somewhere with that.
I guess they eventually think they want to be in a relationship.
What I'm saying is the difference is blind submission is just doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you thinking that it's gonna get you a different outcome. And then there's another difference between submission with somebody that you have an agreement already with. So what you do for them is what you do for them, and that's the end of it. But it's not like I want something else out of this.
All right.
So if you got a mutual agreement with a girl,
9 times out of 10, just like the last episode, that's transactional.
it is.
9 times out of 10 is not transactional.
How many chicks you know are loyal to niggas they not even in relationships with?
I told you I don't have friends like that.
I'm just saying.
I don't have them.
But they are out there though. They know they're not even in a relationship. They single. They can do whatever they want. But they might have fell in love with this one nigga. Now they loyal to that one nigga. That nigga doing whatever he want to do, but they might be loyal to that nigga.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing and saying they're not out there. I just said I personally
Haven't come across them, right.
I don't know that bitch. I don't know her. I don't know her, and I don't associate with her. I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with what she doing, but that's just not. That's not in my immediate circle. That's not even in my outside circles. This is not a thing.
Cause some chicks just want to be single and just have a nigga that that's just there.
I had that. I literally had a nigga that was.
Was you submissive to that nigga?
No, I wasn't submissive to that nigga.
Right. You wasn't, but I'm saying it is chicks out here that are.
It was times where I'll cook and I'll be like, oh, I made such and such. Do you want some?
Right.
Like, but I wasn't calling him like, babe, what you want for dinner?
Right. Right. You wasn't. But that doesn't mean it's not chicks out here that.
If a woman likes a man enough, she'll be doing stuff just based off the fact she fuck with him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
That is what I'm saying.
True.
But it's the difference between submitting to this motherfucker. Like,
hey. Listen, it's different. It's different worlds out here. All right, next question. Next question. Or actually, not even next question. Let me give you this one. It says, healthy self-esteem.
Healthy self-esteem.
Healthy self-esteem.
Yeah, it's not too cocky and it's not too degraded. Like you
Get that right balance.
You got that right balance to know you. Like nobody can knock you off your square.
Right.
With your self-esteem, like. Even if some like say if you were like a bigger female or whatever case may be, like you know how to put that shit together.
Yeah.
So when you
they some of the most confident people.
Yo, listen here.
Kidding me?
Listen here. There are and the fact that people put so many jokes out there on big women and everything like that, but a lot of them are very confident in their body and in themselves.
And they winning.
So when y'all see these when y'all see bigger women and they with like skinnier dudes or finer dudes, and y'all like, how the fuck did that happen? And like the bitch that got her body like Kim Kardashian over there, she upset at this beautiful woman because she got a good looking nigga and she trying to figure out how she get him and this and the third, and it's like you hating from the sideline, but you can't even get in their situation. Like she's perfectly fine where she's at and within herself that she doesn't need to be validated by anybody.
It's a lot of pretty big girls out here. Don't let that shit underestimate. And they confident.
And big niggas, cause fuck that.
Big niggas been with it for years though. It's almost that time, baby. It's getting close to the winter. It's getting close to the winter, baby. No, but that healthy self-esteem shit is real. Like
healthy self-esteem helps a lot.
Some people don't have healthy self-esteem. Some people don't have. People have just bad self-esteem all around. Like they'll get their bodies done, they'll do all of this, and still won't be happy. That's the worst. You get your body done. You might have got a little tummy tuck. You might have got a little BBL. You might have got a little whatever else you got done, and you still ain't happy with yourself. That's why you see a lot of these celebrities. You be like, dang, that's such and such. They face don't look the same. They body don't look the same. They look like a whole nother person. Because listen,
just let gravity and age do what the fuck it's gonna do.
Yeah.
Like if your titties sag, somebody gonna love them saggy titties. I'm just telling you.
Listen,
your
all
titties small, somebody gonna love them. Your titties big, somebody's gonna love them. If you don't love them, if it's causing health issues, like I know people that have bigger chests, and like especially during like this time in the summertime, that shit is just not a thing. And they want like breast reduction,
knocking you over
and stuff like that. Like that's perfectly fine. Like better yourself for yourself. That's it. So whatever you do to alter your appearance or alter yourself, whether it's altering your actual body like surgically, whether it's going to buy some new makeup, whether it's going to buy a new wig, whether it's going to buy a new outfit or a pair of shoes, better yourself for yourself, not for everybody else.
Yeah, don't let nobody come in and tell you, oh, well, you should do this, you should do that because you know I did such and such, or I did that. No, this ain't even about you. This ain't even about. Yeah, it's not even about that person. This is about you.
Y'all be believing them bitches that be selling y'all hope and a dream on nothing but rotten shit.
Yeah.
Because they'll get their body done and they'll be looking like this, and the third, and all of a sudden they selling y'all flat tummy tees, they selling y'all waist trainers, body butter, body cream, all this type of shit to get you slimmed down, when in all reality they went to a doctor and got that done, and now they just have to work it out, so they gonna sell you that shit because they have to do it themselves, right?
Them chicks that be getting that shit done, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? You want to get a little tummy, well, y'all be going a little too extra. And them chicks, they be disappearing from the gram like a chick that's pregnant too. They act like that should take 10, 12 weeks to heal.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they come back. Oh, we got the flat tummy T. Oh, first of all, we ain't never seen you in the gym ever.
Yo.
Ever. Not one picture. Not saying you had to show that, but we ain't never seen you in the gym ever. You ain't got a membership. Now all of a sudden you selling flat tummy
like,
tees.
I know I just saw you. And
your
stomach was looking like mine, so I know something.
That's why when they do the Jones on the shade room, they say the chick stole my look, and you see the chick with the natural body, and then you see the chick with the what's her name body. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between a natural body chick and a chick that got it done. Don't even be looking right. Stop. I don't know who keep telling you this shit look right, but hey, your body, your choice. You do what you want. Hey, like that's my new thing. Your body, your choice. You do what you want, man. I got nothing to do with that. If you like it, you like it. Let me get this quote. It says, comparison is an act of violence against the self.
Comparison?
Yeah, that actually feeds into the self-esteem thing, actually, because people try to compare themselves, compare their body, compare their self, compare their lives to somebody else. And I can actually understand that quote, because it is almost like an act of violence against yourself, because you like putting yourself down. You telling yourself you ain't good enough. Oh, I gotta have this.
Yeah, and you like, and some people be like, oh, that made me go harder. Like, did it make you go harder because you weren't really seeing results and you wanted to do better, or did it make you go harder because you saw this person lifestyle and whatever the outcome of what they did, and now you wanna have it too? It's just like you can't be like, oh, I want to be a billionaire, but like you not promoting yourself, you're not bettering your content, you're not bettering your product, you're not bettering your marketing. Like, it's you not doing any of these things to get yourself to that point, but all you keep saying is you want to do this and you want to do that. Like, motivational quotes is only gonna get you so fucking far.
Yeah, words without actions is nothing. I seen Wallow say, he said this right here. He said this is a $500 board. He said anybody can get one of these. He said, but unless you put the hustle and motivation behind it, this shit don't mean nothing. Yeah. He said this 500 boards got me interviews with multi-millionaires. He said I put the work in. He said, so don't think it's just the equipment or think it's just that, because this shit don't mean nothing. Anybody can buy this fucking equipment. That don't mean you're gonna be a fucking podcaster. You know how many times people come and say I'm gonna be a podcaster, blah blah blah, do one episode and just go on,
and they give up on it.
Yeah, you just give up on it. This shit ain't easy. Everybody think this shit is easy. This shit
coming up with these fucking topics.
You kidding me? Yeah. This shit is not easy to get somebody to sit and listen to you for an hour or watch you for an hour and continue to listen to you for an hour and continue to support you.
Tell other people about you.
Exactly. It's not easy. It's not as easy as people think. That's the problem. Everybody is the microwave society. Everybody thinks something is going to be 30 seconds or happen overnight. It's not gonna happen. You don't put the work in. Nothing really matters. If we didn't put the work in, we'd be sitting here talking to ourselves.
And that's not fun.
That's no fun at all.
We have phones for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Start a group chat. Like,
you gotta put the work in and stop looking at somebody else's version of success. That's another problem too. You look at somebody else, you look like, oh, they have this, so I must have that to be successful. They have this type of living, this type of house. It's a lot of people out here successful don't even realize they're successful because they're looking at somebody else's success.
Child.
That's the problem right there.
Some people will take somebody's success and be like, "Oh, I want that," or they'll go to like these seminars and stuff like that, and somebody's telling them that they got this out the mud and this, that, and the third, but they're not telling you that somebody was there to give them a big check or a bunch of cash to start their product, to start their line, whatever the case may, open a business. Somebody was actually there to help them do that, so they didn't get anything out the mud. They didn't go homeless. They weren't broke. They weren't. It was probably some sleepless nights. I'll give you that, but it wasn't actually out the mud because somebody started them up. Somebody gave them somewhere to step onto to start their foundation. Then there's others who actually started out the mud, who actually had to dig that fucking shit to start their foundation because nobody else did it. It's just like you have to know that everybody's struggle is not the same, and some people are just selling you a dream. And not giving you the full background to it. Like if I really want to know how you got somewhere and I want to know the ins and outs, I want to know all the horrible shit that happened because I need to know how I may be able to avoid that. Taken from what you're saying, I need to know that maybe I can change this. Maybe I can avoid that. I don't have to go through this again. Like Matthew knows that it was on Facebook, I think it was, and he said he taught Beyonce and Solange how to go through failure. How to know what failure looks like. So if your mic's not on, the music doesn't start right, or there's a wardrobe malfunction, how to keep going so you don't get rattled and you mess up your performance and stop the show. Everybody needs to know what failure looks like. How do you know what success looks like if you don't know what failure looks like?
Exactly. Like I said, once again, stop comparing your version of success to somebody else's version of success because you overlooking your blessings and overlooking what you got going on because you might be the best hair braider in the city, but you might not have as many. You might have a consistent clientele. You might not have a celebrity clientele. That consistent clientele is gonna come. That celebrity clientele gonna come once every couple weeks, couple months, if that.
Unless they really like you.
Unless they really like, like.
That's
know yourself.
Unless you become the main hairstylist.
Exactly. Stop worried about being popular. Worry about getting that money. Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of billionaires out here. They ain't worried about Instagram followers. They got money. That shit don't mean nothing. Then there's a lot of people on Instagram that got millions and millions of followers that can't make a dime. Can't sell shit to you. All right, so we got some shit for the 2 cent segment today. Oh man, we got some shit for the 2 cent segment today. So I got a couple clips, all right? I'm gonna give y'all the overall. I'm gonna give y'all the overall synopsis of what this was. So a person, they left us some tea, some tea in the DMs. So let's I'm gonna play a couple clips. The overall of it was she was dating a guy, and let's just say after they broke up a month later, he was engaged. All right. So let me see. Here we go.
Another story out there like that too.
Yeah, probably. All right. I'm gonna start with this one first. Here we go.
Yep. Basically, I filmed out from social media. His name is Moshe.
Oh, we ain't doing his name.
And his wedding is actually in August. But me and him stopped talking because we was getting serious because I got his name covered up. But, I kept asking him, like, are you seeing anybody? He's like, no. Whole time he had a girlfriend this whole time. And the girl, she's actually pretty, but I actually wanted to tell her so she could know about her man. But, that's a good...
Yeah, no, we continue. I'm going to keep going. Hold on.
Actually paid for the tattoo. Like, he actually was planning for us to be serious and was telling my son that he's gonna be his father. So it wasn't just my side that was serious. He was playing the same shit too, but lying also. When I started seeing certain shit that he was doing, I cut this shit off and got his name covered up. So once I showed him a picture of it, then he got upset and was like, I'm done. A month later, he's engaged. Boom. Yep, I had his name tattooed on my ass, and it was G's ass. Yep, I sure did. And it was big as fuck. I got that cheek covered up and had to spend $400 on it because I was like, I'm over it. I'm done. Somebody else can the fuck have you. But the thing about it was, I knew I wasn't crazy. Us women knows when something ain't right. And most of the time, when we know if something ain't right, we're right the whole time. it was somebody else, and he wasn't posting her on her social media until after the fact. He knew it was up and done with me and him. So he was picking fights and shit.
Sheesh.
Just so we can call it quits. So it's over with.
Sheesh. I got one more.
Dealing with somebody, I think you should have told me, like, you had a situation on the side. Like, that was weird. After we stopped dealing with each other in March, you're engaged exactly a month later, because he got engaged April 14th, 15th.
Damn.
And it was just like, wow, you haven't been posting her while we was dealing with each other because you was spending the night. I had a key to your crib.
Damn.
Oh my God, I had a key to your crib. He had a key to mine.
What the fuck?
And he said I broke his heart because I gave him his key back and got his name covered up. You couldn't be that heartbroken. You got engaged.
Well, she was angry.
And it was serious because he had his daughter over here telling her,
Not
this
the
girl
kids.
4 years,
Not
baby
the
4
fucking
years
kids.
old. He telling this girl, oh, I'ma be her stepmother. My son and her gonna be siblings. They in here playing and snacks while he put my bed together. You talking about shit? That shit was getting serious. Shoot, it was getting serious. Ain't nobody gonna bring their child around you and talk about it ain't serious. Your child she's sitting there looking at me like, oh, you about to be my stepmom. Confusing this damn child. And my son, he still be asking for the little girl because he the only child. So it's just like, damn, that's fucked up. That you that kind of nigga. But he's a Leo, and I really believe he's narcissistic.
Oh, she struggled
like,
that word.
really crazy, and he's like really was feeding his ego. But he was mad as fuck that I went to further my education to get my yeah, he was mad as shit. I lost 150 pounds, and he seen other motherfuckers was looking at me and shit like that, and he couldn't take it. And it's just like, you don't love me or care about me at all, because if you did, you wouldn't have been doing the shit that she was doing and hiding shit. So you definitely had a hidden agenda.
That's too much unfucking pay.
Hey, this somebody that's
Like what, yo?
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what, yo?
My words wise.
Go ahead. Who want to start?
I'm gonna Ant go first because
Go ahead. There's a lot to unpack there. Go ahead.
There's a lot to
First of all, we
unpack.
appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all do whatever y'all do. But go ahead. Do whatever y'all. Make sure y'all leave those voice messages and all of that. It only take one to get them started. We got one to get it started. So, but go ahead. Go ahead. You want to go ahead? You go first, Ant.
She should have seen all the red flags before she even did all that. Red flag, you're not even in a relationship with boy. Y'all just kind of fucking around, see what it sound like.
Right.
So that should have been chalked from the gate. Like, why would you even get a tattoo? You're not even fully committed to the boy. Like, that's like.
Yeah, and when I first heard that, I was like, yeah, like
I mean, what nigga giving you a key to their house?
A goofy
yeah,
ass
like
nigga.
the nigga had a whole girl at the crib. Like, yeah,
She couldn't have been at the fucking crib.
it first of all,
unless he had a very good fucking backup story or way to spin this, or he has absolute control over the bitch that he engaged to now, there's no way a nigga's just gonna give you his key knowing you have access to his house that he shared with the same female.
that's wild though. Like, first of all, the ball all the way out of pocket. Number one, you gave her a key. Number one, that's you knowing you had a girl. Number two, you bringing the kids around it. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother ball game.
Y'all know little kids talk.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding how you bringing a 4-year-old around this female and telling her that that's gonna be your stepmom and she's not taking it back to her mom unless that's not her mom. Then I can be like, okay.
Right, but still, I mean.
But then still when
it's
she
still
gets
like,
around this lady that you engaged to, she gonna be like, well, what happened to the other lady that thought she was gonna be my stepmom? Now you got a whole fucking bunch of questions you gotta answer.
Yeah, he was out of pocket all the way around, and for him to, I had a lot of questions about this thing. I was like, first of all right, y'all, he was mad that you covered the tattoo up. That's what he was mad about. I feel like it was another reason. I feel like he was looking for a reason to get out of that situation, and I feel like the tattoo was like the all right. I'm gonna use the tattoo as an excuse to get out of this relationship.
Yeah, he was deflecting.
That's all it was.
He was deflecting, and he was just randomly just trying to use shit to be like, no, like
This ain't gonna work.
Like,
Yeah.
like he probably gassed up to do it and was like, why would you really do it? Da, 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 you doing the most. And chalked her. Needed a reason to chalk her because he probably was already trying to chalk her.
But
it wasn't, whatever he was saying was not working.
He got mad. No, but that should be real though. When chicks they might be on a little heavier side, they start losing a little weight. That nigga probably, he probably was a secret chubby chaser. And now all of a sudden he probably never took her out the house or something along those lines. Now he sees she probably lost all that weight, probably starting to look like something. And then now it's like, oh no, this is that. But that even that don't even have nothing to do with nothing. Like he
was on some shit.
He was on some shit, period. Like he was just out of pocket. He was all the way out of pocket with the kids, with the keys, her getting a tattoo. My man, I ain't gonna hold you though. My man must have been in that John fucking demolishing that chick for her to get the tattoo on the on the ass though. He had to be in that John, like just, you know what I'm saying?
Had to be, because
listen, the best is
or like I can't.
It's just that's just bad all the way. Oh, that's something that's crazy though.
I don't know what to say about it because I can't put it all on him and be like well, no, what he did was fucked up. I'm not excusing that at all. But it's just like, as a female, it's just like certain things
you should have seen.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's just and he was spending, like, the fact that he was spending the night though, like.
Yeah, that right there. I don't know how he got away with that one.
It kind of
that's maybe his girl worked overnight.
Or you just a good liar.
Maybe his girl worked overnight, or he could be a good liar. I don't know.
You a good ass liar, like you know how to spend that shit. But I mean, as an adult, especially if y'all don't live together, it's very easy. But if y'all live together, then I don't know how you spending that shit to tell somebody. Or maybe
he said that he worked overnight. I don't know.
That's the only other way I'm putting it.
This shit crazy, but it had to be some type of signs there. Like, did y'all go out? Like, was y'all ever out? Like, did y'all?
But if you work overnight, anybody know if you work overnight. More like you on the phone with somebody. So he just
right. Like, so yeah, true.
So
something
he had it down to a science.
He did.
He had it down to a science. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to pick shorty apart. She just got tightened up against the simple as that. Don't
what's your name? That's why I blocked his name out. We not done no exposure. Don't the worst thing you could do. Now I know it probably feel she probably wants to expose that nigga, but it's not even worth it at this point, sis. Let him, his karma's gonna come around. I would think. Like, that's a lot though, but
there was another story like that when this guy got engaged. He was about to marry this woman, got her pregnant, and then broke up with her, and he's now getting married to his ex-boyfriend, and they're getting married on the same day that he was supposed to marry the lady.
Whoa.
That was a story I saw on Facebook, and I was just like, man, that's some shit there. So he was dating a guy, broke up with that guy, started dating this girl. Got her pregnant, got engaged, set a wedding date for August. I think it is August. But he broke up with the girl, so she's still pregnant. Broke up with the girl, got engaged to the ex-boyfriend, and now they get married on the same day he was supposed to marry the girl.
Shit.
That's disrespectful. Like, I want to
see that shit right there. I can see why a chick would just go red after that. Like, what?
But that's what people be fucking up at. Like, stop messing with people's feelings, because y'all, and then everybody want to talk about, they didn't deserve this. No, you broke somebody's heart. You hurt somebody's feelings. Like, you don't know what extreme that person's going to take it to. Some people can be cool and collect and just walk the fuck away. Right. It is what it is. But somebody might slash your tires. Somebody might burn down your house. Somebody might decide to
Lisa left eye.
Do a drive-by and, shoot up your mama house. I don't know. But you gotta y'all have to work on with y'all, especially. It's not just the females. Some of these soft ass niggas too, because a lot of the stuff that y'all got a whole bunch of violence going on in Philly, and I'm just not gonna say that all this shit is gang banging, all this shit is niggas on the corner. Right. Like, some of this shit is over females or males. I'm not discriminating. Hey, it could be either way. To each his own. But come on, y'all gotta, if you gonna fuck with somebody, fuck with them. Be honest with that person. Like the girl was saying, you could have just told, if you had somebody on the side, just tell somebody. Y'all don't know what state of mind somebody's in. You don't know what somebody's gonna accept. Yeah,
she could have just cut that shit off right there at the moment, and then it was like, all right.
Or she might have been okay with it. You never know.
You never know, but you didn't give her the option.
You took away. Y'all take away options by doing this.
And then now she all in her feelings, emotions got involved. You bringing kids around. I could see why she would feel a certain type of way. You got engaged a month after that. That's crazy. But to close that situation out, my best advice to give her would be, don't let that situation keep you from dating. I would definitely make sure you heal from that situation before you continue to move forward, because that something like that right there make you not want to trust. That's where the broken female comes in at, because it make you not want to trust a nigga at all. Like his motives are nothing. Like for him to then make you doubt yourself. You're like, well, damn, how did I not see these red flags? Like, was I that blind in love, or was he just that good at lying?
Some niggas is really good at lying.
That nigga should have been a lawyer.
Some people are really good at fucking lying, and will say like, "Oh, you should have seen the red flags. You should have seen this." But it's just like they're so good at fucking lying that it's just like I didn't.
You're only good at lying if you don't get caught.
Yeah, and
you don't have no evidence.
And you know what's crazy?
You could be the best liar in the world.
He could have got away with that. Like if he just never posted his fiance or his girl, she would have never knew that he had a whole situation. It could have.
He should have just made his Instagram private
At that point, right? Like I guess he wanted to throw it in her face.
Make a whole nother one.
Yeah, or that, or just get the fuck off Instagram. How that, bro? You fucked that one up.
Yeah, get on social media. Y'all be on social media being like sneaky. Like they can find you.
Just get the fuck off of there.
You ain't got no social media. Ain't got no proof.
All I'm gonna say is this, bro. Listen, you probably won't never see our pod. Well, maybe you will. Maybe you will.
Child, this motherfucker could be.
Maybe you will. Yeah, you never. We never know. That's why I had to cut the name short. But listen, all I'm gonna say is, just be lucky we not one of those podcasts that will just expose you. Now your shit all over the internet.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I saw this. It was another.
Because,
I swear to God, since starting this fucking podcast, I've been seeing all these weird ass clips, these stories. It was another podcast. The girl was on there talking about how she was dating this guy, found out he was married, went to his house, and wanted him to prove to her that he was married. And like supposedly she moved in with them, and like the wife was sleeping on the couch. He made the wife sleep on the couch.
So I go.
Now when I was reading the comments, I did chuckle a couple because people was going there.
Like what is happening?
Like they was like, sis, you ain't even that good looking for me to believe that somebody made their wife sleep on the couch. And I was like,
damn.
People are very brutal.
People are brutal.
Internet is undefeated.
What, yo? Like what, yo?
I was just like,
sheesh.
I mean, the story itself sounded really far fetched because I was just like, you were messing with a guy as a married man. You moved into his apartment. You moved into his apartment with him and his wife, and he made his wife sleep on the couch.
How the fuck he even move in? I mean, how the fuck she even move in?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what type
of relationship she got in, or got what type
unless
of?
Unless you went in there and he telling his wife that you somebody that you not, and they're both sleeping on the couch.
Ain't
and
no
you
fuck,
got the bed.
Ain't no fucking
shit.
way.
I don't fucking know, but I was just like, this story sound real.
It ain't no story.
Fucking weird.
That nigga must. He might be some type of abuse. Ain't no fucking way. You just say I don't care what the story is. Ain't no story that good that you could tell your wife she got to sleep on the couch. Like that's crazy.
I don't know who said. Ain't nobody.
Man, listen.
The wife had to been down bad. If that's the case.
It had to be. Had to be.
That's sad.
The more and more, like I said, the more and more we do this, the more and more crazy shit we come across. Like, man, some of your podcasts making us look bad out here too, man. Everybody need a podcast.
Oh, we are not, because I know people be going in like take all the mics,
take all the mics,
because, but y'all gotta be listening. A lot of this shit be like some far fetched ass shit, and it just be some extreme shit. But and we'll say it's extreme because we don't think that way. But then other people are in this world that think that way.
Yeah,
like they really be out here believing that how they feel and what they stand on is okay to say to somebody in public.
Yeah.
And
it's
in
not all the time.
It's not. You need to find like a private group that believes in those. You know, those things, like people that's out there probably like that, like real kinky shit. They got chat rooms for that type of shit. They can talk to each other privately.
The kinky chat room.
Nobody on a podcast talking about it. Like you ain't on the radio talking about it.
But sometimes that's the power. That's the power of being able to, be your own creator. You got a group that's going to listen to that. Hey, more power to you. That's our 2 cents, 7, man. Make sure y'all hit us up, man. If y'all got some crazy stories, man, because we down for it. Leave some voice messages. Leave all that. We down for it. We here to help. We are definitely here to help. All right, let me get this. The power of your words and why some stuff you say is so important, whether it's positive, whether it's positive or negative.
It's all on how you say something.
Right, because I don't think sometimes people think words are just words, and sometimes them motherfuckers cut deep.
It's all on how you say something to somebody. You can't approach every situation the same. You can't just, some people are very blunt in what they say and their approach, and they don't feel like they need to change it for anybody. But it's all on how you say something. It can take something that you thought was minuscule to being very major to somebody else because you didn't take it that serious, but the way you said it to them, they taking it serious and they feel some type of way about it. And you can sit there and be like, well, what the fuck did I say? And I don't understand why you feeling that way and everything like that. But it's just like, why?
Why? Yeah.
Why didn't you think about how you should approach it?
It's some stuff, especially when it comes to like arguments, whether you're in a relationship, friendship, anything. Like some of those words, or some of the shit you say, you can't just apologize for certain things. Like the person might accept the apology, but deep down that shit gonna cut deep. Especially if if it was like a secret that you told them or something along those lines, they try to throw it in your face. The throwing it in your face shit is throwing the words and throwing shit in your face. That shit can scar a motherfucker for real.
Very much so.
Especially if somebody that you put trust into. Like you confided in that person, you trusted that person to, for you to give them that type of information, and for them to like flip it, and when they arguing and now they want to throw it in your face, that's fucked up. And that's, you can't allow. Sometimes people will forgive that type of stuff, but it's still like that beats a motherfucker down.
I mean, yeah, it very much so does, because how can I put this? Trying to think. When you, like, if you talking to your significant other, and they say to you, well, what you said the other day, or what you said last night, or what you said this morning, whatever, whenever it was said, what you said to me hurt my feelings, and I didn't like that. Right. I didn't appreciate it. They're not holding it in. They came to you right at that moment after you said it to say, like, that hurt my feelings. That made me feel some type of way. And instead of you being receptive to what they're saying and trying to take accountability for what you did wrong, you attack them. You make them feel guilty for feeling how they feeling. Right. Or you do a half-ass apology. I'm sorry that I made you feel. I'm sorry if you feel as though I hurt your feelings, or I'm sorry if you feel as though I attacked you. It's not, I'm sorry if you feel as though, I'm sorry that I attacked you. I'm sorry that I said that way to you. Because just because you said something and you feel a way how you said it and you feel a way how you will receive it, doesn't mean everybody else will. Right. So the power of your words is very, very important, because that can take from a parent telling their child they're a dumbass all their life to them either being, an overachiever or a bum. Correct. Like, it's simple. That's very fucking simple. Your child can turn out two ways: a bum or overachiever. They're overachiever. They don't have fun. They always trying to reach a goal. They don't know what it's like to just, appreciate their moments at all. Or you have a bum who's living in your basement till whenever, who working at this job to this job, don't have no end goals, don't have no real income, and thinking that life is a joke. Yeah. So it's just when you say something to somebody, use your words wisely, and use your words and your approach wisely. That goes hand in hand. Yeah, that's the key one. Use your approach wisely, because sometimes people might have the right message, but they might come off the wrong way of saying it. Like I think Kanye does that a lot. Like, he has the right message, but the way he comes about saying certain shit is like, yeah, maybe he might not have been the right person to say that. I get what he's saying, but it might not be the right person to say that. And now nobody wants to listen. Exactly. But then you look at it, you listen, like when you dissect all of that, you see like it was some truth behind that. Like, people have a way or a tone of saying certain. Some people are more stern when it comes to like an argument or a conversation than other people's are. And it might come off a certain type of way to the person they might be arguing with. Now it's like, oh, you being smart, or you talking to me, you talking down on me or something like that. And it really could just be that person. That's just how that person talks sometimes when they get angry. And it's not raising the voice. It's not trying to talk down on you. That's just how when they get mad, that's how they talk. Yeah. So they might be saying the right stuff, but it's like, I feel like you're arguing with me. I feel like those disclaimers in the beginning, or try to work on it. Like, some people are very stuck in their ways. They don't even want to change it. Yeah, that's a lot of people stuck in the ways. We can do a whole show on stuck in the ways, man. People get stuck in their ways. Like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not changing shit. Nothing. This is me. That is it. That is all. Like, all right. How does a person stop feeling guilty for everything? They build your self-esteem up with that one. Goes back to the healthy self-esteem. Yeah, you can't like stop feeling guilty for everything. Yeah, because sometimes people like they maybe they say they can't do something for somebody and they feel bad. Like, they're always that person that like people come to. Oh, that's a people pleaser. Yeah, the people pleaser. There you go. And they feel bad like when they know they probably shouldn't feel bad. Like I feel bad, or they might have cut a person. I'll give you an example. They might have cut a person off, and it wasn't their fault. But now they try to get back cool with that person, and the person try to make them feel guilty.
So now they feel guilty.
Yeah, no.
The guilt trip.
You just gotta like. I'm not saying fuck everybody. Don't do that. What I'm saying.
I say, wait, what?
What I'm saying, not literally fuck.
I know
everybody. Like everybody can go to fuck head.
Go to
like,
hell,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that, but certain times you can't do it. You can't do it. You don't want to do it. You shouldn't feel guilty of it because nobody runs your life but you. Like when you wake up in the morning, nobody's helping you wake up. Nobody's helping you put your clothes on, brush your teeth, get ready for the day. Nobody's helping you get to work. Nobody's helping you do those things. So your everyday life, you have to do all by yourself. So what you do for other people is always extra and is always a bonus to them.
Right.
As simple as that. Now, I'm not talking about if you married or you have kids. Like if you have kids, you actually have to take care of them because they can't do that themselves.
Right.
So it's not a bonus. That is actually something that you are obligated to do.
Yeah.
But if you just only have a responsibility to yourself, you shouldn't feel guilty for not being able to do things for other people. Regardless, even if you just didn't want to do it, like you didn't feel like it, it is what it is. Like you don't have to tell them like I don't feel like it. You just say like I don't want to do it.
We said this before.
And that's as simple as that. If somebody makes you feel guilty for that, then you need to tell them to go fuck themselves. Because how you gonna try to make me feel guilty for not wanting to do something for you?
Exactly. Something you probably asked me for.
Yeah, and it's not a tit for tat thing. Don't let somebody tell you if somebody like, oh, well, can you help me? Can you help me paint the outside of my house? And you like, no, I don't feel like it. Well, remember I helped you clean your room, bitch. I don't care. I don't feel like painting the outside of your house. Like I don't feel like it. Call somebody else to paint it or paint it your damn self.
Yeah, some people be ungrateful.
Right.
It's a lot of ungrateful people out here, or a lot of people they think people are their friends, or they think somebody's doing best by them when the whole time they really don't give a fuck about them, or they getting used. A lot of people getting used out here don't even see it. Mm-hmm. They might be friends, not even friends. People throw that term friends around lightly. Just because somebody comes around doesn't necessarily mean a friend. They could be an associate.
You know when somebody is your friend, somebody that you can actually count on.
Yeah, because it's sad. Sometimes you could be on social media, you could be on anything. You be like, man, that person is definitely using that person, and they don't even know it. Mm-hmm. You could see it.
And you know damn well they ain't your friend.
Yeah, damn well they ain't your friend. But hey, everybody has to learn one way or the other. So, last one, strong friend behavior.
What the fuck is this?
Strong friend behavior. Ways to release strong friend behavior. Meaning, you're the strong friend. You're the person people always come to about all the problems, but you don't go to anybody.
That's kind of like the same thing. You carry the world on your shoulders.
Yes.
And you feel guilty when you try to get help with your own problems.
They actually go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand. You can't check on your strong friend. Like y'all, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen that. Check on your strong friend, and they may not tell you automatically what's going on or if something's bothering them. Like sometimes you just gotta get it out of them because you'll know that their behavior might be changing, or you'll notice that something just looks weary in their spirit when you're around them. And that's why people say check on your friends, because you've seen people with depression and then commit suicide, and then you've seen people that look happy as day. You don't know that they're depressed or going through something, and they commit suicide, and you're wondering what the fuck happened. Like, where did it go wrong? I saw this person laughing yesterday, and now this morning I get the news that they no longer here, that they hung themselves, slit their wrists, jumped out a window, whatever the case may be, took some pills. Doesn't matter. Whatever they did to no longer be with us or harm themselves, you have to check on your friends, even family members that you actually.
Yeah, because they're not gonna tell you. Like, you'd be surprised how many strong people out here are really depressed or really dealing with a lot on the inside. And it's a good thing they just started a suicide prevention hotline. I think it's 988. I think that's the line. It's like started a national suicide and depression line. So that's definitely well needed, because there's a lot of people out here doing a lot of stuff and they don't know who to turn to. Yeah. And especially when you're the strong friend, you could be dealing with shit and then people going to just pile shit on you. Yeah, that's the crazy part.
They be like, remember you said you was, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I've been
dealing with something.
And they be like, well, you be all right. You usually get over it. It's like, bitch, I'm dealing with something.
That's the one. Yo, that's the one right there. No, you be all right. You dealt with stuff before. You'll get over it. You be like, man, listen.
Okay, if I dealt with something before, that doesn't mean that I want to deal with this shit right now, or your shit with my shit. I don't want to do it. Like, I would like to, be just mellowed out with my shit before I start piling your shit on. And but you would never know, because they're not going to have that conversation really with you.
Yeah.
And until it starts like poking out at the seams.
All right. Be in tune with your friends and the people around you. Be in tune with that go-to person. Instead of just always running to them, just check on them. Because the strong friend is usually the person that people just come to. They never check on them. They just right at you. No, hey, how you doing? Just can I? They right out there with the can I. Like, damn. And you just like, all right, man. But the strong friend will be like, all right. That's the sad part. The strong friend, that's the strong friend behavior. The strong friend be like, all right, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
They'll rob Peter to pay Paul to find out how to get it to you.
The strong friend, people be surprised how above and beyond the strong friend to go to make sure that everybody else around them is doing good. They could be draining, they be draining themselves,
right?
To make sure, you know what I'm saying, they might have just one cup of water, but they make sure everybody else around them got cups of water. Now they got none,
and now they either got to drop, a sip, or nothing.
They just stuck with the cup.
And they acting like they drunk all years, so they don't show you the true colors.
Best way to wrap this episode up. We touched on a lot, so.
Well, the title of the episode was the taboos of being you. Basically, the basis is society in our day and age does a lot, especially with like so much internet access. And everything is just so like you see it automatic. You see it like right away. You ain't gotta wait for it in the newspaper. You ain't gotta wait for it in the news. It just pops right up. Society has a way of making everybody feel like their values or what they stand on is not right because it's not society's way of thinking. It's not everybody's way of thinking. It's not the status quo. So what this episode was about was just to accept whatever traditions, non-traditional or tradition that you stand on, that you feel strongly about, that you hold close to your heart, that you value most. Like, keep that. Yeah. Like, nobody can change that for you because that's something that you really believe in. That's something that you stand strong on, and that's something that you shouldn't change or waver for anybody. It's just be you, and that's it. And the people that will accept you will accept it. The people that don't accept you won't accept you. Nobody can tell you like, oh, the way you think is fucked up. They can tell you that, but if that's the way you think, that's the way you think. If your mind can be molded into something else, all right then. But if it can't, that's what you stand on. That's what you stand on. Everybody's not gonna like it, and for those that don't like it, they don't need to be around you.
It is what it is. Stand your ground. Stand your ground.
Find ones that live in that circle with you.
Yeah. As you get older, you realize some shit just don't even matter no more. Just stand on your ground. Seriously, you get older, crazy this world is, man. Some little shit, some people, you be like, they don't even be worth it sometimes, man. Stand on your ground, stand on your values, and stand on your morals. And appreciate y'all for listening, like always.
Very much
appreciate y'all for listening. If y'all need Youre, make sure I hit us up. Letsmakesenseofitpodcast.com. Like we always say, man, common sense ain't always too common, so put a little bit more smarts in the world. On that note, it's the boy Vance. Holla at y'all.